graduated from Como High School, and I've had the opportunity this summer to go to the National Speech and Debate Program Association, where I won the National Championship in Dramatic Interpretation. So what my piece was based on in the dramatic interpretation, it's from a book called Miseducated by Brandon P. Fleming. And it focused on two topics. The first topic was the fact that young black men are stereotyped by being athletes, drug dealers, or gangsters as our only way to succeed in life. But it kind of defied the odds, as you might say. It showed others through that audience that there's more to us than just the physical attributes that we gotta contribute to the world, and that we can be so much more with our minds, with our spirit, with our determination, and that we don't have to be held down to such limited circumstances. And it also showed another topic, and it showed that topic of the impact of a teacher and what one teacher can do just by showing you your true potential and showing you how far you can go. And for me, that teacher was Mr. Simon, because he helped me tap into the potential that I never knew I had, and luckily, thanks to him, I was able to reach that final stage and share my story with the rest of the world. So it got a lot of publicity after that, and I had people saying that, oh, school districts from all across the states are showing your video to different school districts, showing what the example of the impact of a teacher can produce on a child. And I found that honestly amazing, and that's something that I always wanted to just impact others through my words and through my actions. And I was able to get the opportunity to talk to an incoming teacher conference for the Lafayette School District, and that's where I met Miss Angie, and she asked me to come here and talk and give some words of advice for the kids that were going into high school or going into the new school years. And I was sitting back and I was wondering, I was like, you know, how can I keep these teenagers engaged? Because I remember when adults would try to give me advice from their experience on high school, I'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah. And I would just zone out a little bit because I just couldn't relate with them as much. So I went to my friends and I was asking them, I was like, all right, so what's some things you wish you knew going into high school that people never really told you? So I combined 10 things from them and from my personal experience to try to share with the people going into high school. So number one is think before you do. And that's a big one, because usually at this young age, we really don't like to think before we go into anything. We just act off our instincts instead of like our true conscience. I know I have on a plethora of occasions, and it got me into a lot of trouble sometimes, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So that's one thing I like to tell y'all, because as y'all getting older, the consequences are getting bigger as well. So before, you could probably get in trouble, you just get a slap on the wrist and you're like, all right, you just did something wrong, don't do it again. But this time, things could get a lot heavier now. You could actually be destroying eventually in your life due to these stupid decisions that you've been making. So always follow your conscience and think about really what's right from wrong. Number two, it's not that big of a deal. And what I mean by that is in high school, you will have a lot of situations where it is overemphasized for some reason. Like I remember I broke up with my girlfriend and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I was supposed to be my wife and live my for life, but it is not that big of a deal. Trust me. You got plenty of life to go. Don't let this stop you. Don't let this stress you out. You are in a moment where you're supposed to be stress-free, honestly. In high school, that is your time to just live life for what it is. So don't take everything too seriously. Take it with a grain of salt. Number three, don't be scared to ask for help. Because I know me personally as a high schooler, that's what I struggled to do, because I was so worried about what everybody else would think. I was like, oh, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing, but trust me, ask for help. That's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to learn anything. That's the only way you're going to improve and progress as a person. So continue to ask for help. And after I learned that lesson, trust me, I asked for help, at least 5 times a day. I'm still going to my mom like, yo, how you do this? Because I need the help. Trust. Number 4, try something new. This is a time where a lot of things are exposed to you. This should be your time where you're just doing anything and everything that you can. For example, I'll tell you a story. Football, that was my thing. That's what I like to do. And my coach, they encouraged me to do wrestling, not only because it helped with football, but also it was just a new thing to try and a fun experience. And I tried it. And I hated it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I did not like it at all. Wrestling was not my thing, but you know what? I was glad I tried it. Just to know that I was exposed to it, and there was something new that I learned about myself throughout that process. Number 5, it's okay to fail. It is completely okay to fail. Failure, this is something that I had to learn as well. Failure, don't take it as a loss, but take it as a lesson. Because there's been many times where I failed, where I didn't succeed at something. For example, football again. There's been plenty of times I've been knocked on my tail before I knock other people on their tail. Like, you have to go through it. That's just something that's naturally a part of life. And that's the only way you're gonna get better at everything. Number 6, take your craft seriously and have purpose in your craft. Whether it's school, whether it's your extracurricular activities, whether it's your job, whether it's anything, whether it's just helping out with family, take it seriously. Because when you start to have this mindset, you train yourself to actually be engaged in what you're doing right now, it becomes so much easier in the future. Number 7, be grateful for what you have. I'm gonna take this for example. Be grateful that you can come to a place of worship, where you can worship God, where you can thank Him for everything that you have in your life, all the opportunities that He's given you, and all the opportunities that He will give you in the future. This is an amazing space to do that. You should be grateful for everything that you have in this community alone. But not only that, be grateful for what you have in life. Just be grateful for the simple things. Be grateful that God is giving you another opportunity to wake up and experience a whole new day. Because I remember middle school and elementary school, I went to a private school. So I was usually around a lot of entitled kids and kids that got basically everything. And once I transferred to a public school, it kind of opened my eyes to reality. And I was like, wow, like, there are kids doing so much worse than me. And I'm complaining about the stuff that I have now, so that taught me to be grateful. Number 8, have fun. Truly, man, this is high school. This is supposed to be one of the most fun moments of your life. Now, I'm not telling y'all to get into no like drama or whatever, and get into something that can truly harm yourself or harm others. But I'm just saying, have fun. This is one of the best times to have fun. I know I did a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I went a little too overboard, but trust me, I learned my lesson from that. And number 9, be a leader. And I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of hard for our society today because everyone wants to fit in, everybody wants to be considered people. One of the other people, nobody wants to stand out, nobody wants to be that unique character. I know that was me for a long time. I just wanted to fit in, I didn't want anybody to grab no attention from me. But then after a while, I just had to come to the conclusion, you know what? God made me, He made me with this unique gift, and He made me with a purpose. So I'm going to use that purpose to service Him and to service others at the same time, because that was God's will for me. And it's really hard for teenagers to do that these days, but that's something that I highly encourage, because once you're a leader, you get to impact so many other people behind you. And like it or not, one day or another, they will start to follow you in everything that you do. So if you can lead the right way, you can honestly create a revolution in a movement. And the last thing I'll say is stay true to yourself. I know that's something that I struggle with a lot, because being an athlete and also being an actor, that's something pretty uncommon in this area. You don't see black boys that look like me on stage singing, dancing, and acting and stuff. So trust me, I got a lot of remarks, I got a lot of rude comments, and I got a little side eyes every now and then. But I had to go through that, but that also kind of built me more as a person and built the confidence and the pride that I have today. And now I can look in the mirror knowing who I am and whose I am. And I have nothing to say about it. So honestly, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I wish y'all the best of luck in y'all upcoming years, whether you're going to middle school, high school, or entering college. And y'all know, just have a good time. And thank y'all for this opportunity. I appreciate y'all.